he's one of the legends in the business today. Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from TNT, put your hands together for Sprangalang!
Caribbean insight really is dynamite. Caribbean insight really super was spite. Caribbean insight enjoy day or night. Caribbean insight really is dynamite.
This is the movement of our people, our history, and our culture to the world.
From 1991 to 1999, I was one of the only two women in the top 10 at that time, myself and Deborah Jean-Baptiste. Eventually, Sprangalang left top 10.
Him born in a two country. Him born in a Trinidad and him born in a Tobago. But is a man that anybody, any island, any country would be proud of. Because him have talent unlimited. And this evening, him going to unleash some of that talent. So, you not do it. You not do it. All right, Oliver, all right. Right, good, whatever. Not sure the time. What has happened is, the West Indian people is a strange people. How they get bring up, that is how they get the culture. But because West Indians never tell you that, you just never know. So as we West Indian here, we must tell you that. And I as a fellow is to teach. That is what me art about. So anything you hear me say is how the culture have me. So if you understand, don't let worry. It mightn't be your culture too, because you might grow up the front. No, I will explain to you. West Indian people is a people that fast. Now, in Jamaica, they say they fasty. In Tobago, they say they fast. Barbosa say they fast. Trinidad has also other thing and say they macocious. All that means that they like people business more than them own. Now, I will tell you what. I have a partner right now in Trinidad. They're in hospital. And I will tell you how we get there. It's fast, we have him there. Here we have him. Me and he going down the road normal. It have a high paling. We were wall now. So we walking good, and a man jump up and shout out, 9! 9! We see nobody, eh? Here he sprang a hat to see, I say, left it. It's not we business, 9! It's not we business, sprang a 9! It's not we left it, 9! Sprang a hat to see, 9! Sprang a going and see, bad big stone to face, I hear 10. 10. They're too fast. So, you see, it's the culture. It's the culture, yeah? Listen, let me explain something to you. Where we are in the Caribbean, we, like all other metropolitan countries, we have a thing called police. Now, we used to call it in Trinidad the police force. But since we get independent, we want to make them into part of the society, so they are now the protective services. It means the same thing, to protect and serve. Protect you from thieves and thugs and service you with their batons. But you see, the police is a strange thing. No, I just get my little pittance and I like to bank it. And where I live in, it have the bank day, but it rob 3 times in the same week. And obliquely opposite have a police station. So they say they don't want no more robbery in the bank. So what they do is, they hook on an alarm in the bank that goes direct to the sergeant desk. So when man come to rob, they mash a button, police come across and apprehend. Nice. Well, everything nice. So I say, well, I could bank in that bank because no more robbery. First robbery after the alarm, the cashier and everybody laughing. You want money, take money. You want to open the vault, they open the vault, they give them all the money, they bring out the garbage bag and they give them money because they know police across the road. Girl mash. You want money, give money, but they wait on the police. You want money, give money. And money go in and the boys go in. Phone ring. Bandit going out the door. Tell the fella, hey, answer that day. When he answer that, the police, police across they say, hey, all you put on the alarm, we know it working, all you playing the fool across there. That is the protect and serve way, you understand? Now, I tell all the thing about people big, but you have to understand how we get so. And we get so West Indian parents. Now, West Indian parents is a psychic phenomenon understood by no one else but West Indian children. I'll explain to you. The male of the species in the West Indian society is what they call an absentee landlord. He's never home. Therefore, the female of the species take over the whole thing of bringing up the children and bringing up the fathers. The children from small and the fathers for maintenance. You see? So the ladies have readjusted their tonsils so it's lighter than the gentlemen own. So sometimes you feel the women and them quarreling, but no, they're controlling. You understand what I'm saying? Because the ladies have to be in charge of the thing. Now, in the West Indies, while they're in charge of the thing, another thing does happen. They just beat plenty. So that if you find, you see the parents, they don't have time to bring up the children, they're too busy. So what they does do is just, while they're raising, they just beat the knowledge into them. You understand? So that some people, non-West Indians, find that they find West Indians too aggressive. It's not that. We parents train we. If somebody don't understand something, beat it into him one time. You understand? So that we are not really aggressive. We're following the footsteps of the parents. You understand? Now, Sunday is a special day in the West Indian society. Everybody home, the absentee landlord, mommy, the pick-me, everybody. And Sunday is a day of peace. You just get piece of chicken, you just read piece of the papers, and the children don't give you no peace. It's a day of peace. And strange things happen, especially when the absentee landlord home. I remember a time we sitting down home, place quiet, we reading with piece or whatever, and my mother shout out to my father, Harold! Say, yes, dear. Answer the phone. He said, but there the phone not ringing, and you know the West Indian female. That is what I can't understand. All you just wait till last minute to do everything. Suppose 2 calls come. Yeah. So you had to understand me, and then, no. The beating, I must explain the beating. Because the beating is the most formal form of training for West Indian children. There are categories of beating. And it takes on serious psychological proportions. There is a thing called licks inside. And licks inside is not licks inside the house, but licks inside is like this. On Monday, your brother do something, your father beat you and your brother. On Wednesday, you do something wrong, he beat you because you have licks inside. You'll get licks for that already, you understand? Right. And they have a next thing called in-case licks. Or we have 2 brands of in-case licks. The first brand is, if the neighbor child thief a mango, your father come home and beat you in case you did trying to thief a mango too. And then the other kind of in-case licks is that your father going out whole day, wake you up 6 o'clock and beat you in case you do anything wrong when you're home. You understand? You gotta understand these things. Now, they also train you to talk the English language West Indianally. And West Indianally, you talk the English language according to phonetics. That is how it's sung, not really what is the word. You understand? At time my mother carried me in school, she gone by the principal. The principal say, Madam Sprang, your son is illiterate. My mother said, don't be damn past me and the father married before he born. Hear this. At time one of my uncle dead. So we say we go into the wake. Well, you know what is a wake? A wake is a thing that we just celebrate people dead. We just party, and when we're tired, we just bury them. You know that thing? We don't stop the merriment with merriment. You understand, right? So, my uncle dead, so my father tell me, well, let we go up to the wake. Well, I ain't that. But he ain't sure where he living. So when we reach the area, he come up to a man. He say, you know George? He say, yes. It have a wake wrong here? He say, yes. He say, where did that man live in? And we had a 2-story house. And I think my father get vexed out with a sledge and lick down the bottom part of the house. Well, the upstairs, well, that's the next story. Now,
of Sprangalang is so much. Sprangalang is the reason why I'm in comedy today. Yeah? And I am inspired by him. Sprangalang was the person who in 1991 met me outside Mass Camp pub. All of a sudden, Sprang gets in the middle of our conversation and says to me, hey, Paul Keynes looking for a woman to be in the tent, girl. Go up and audition, call him.
And it's only happening where? On CITV.
I'm the Lord Kitchen.
This is Denise Saucy Belfon.
This is KMC.
My name is Barbosa.
This is Marshall Montano.
And I hope you will do as I do. Keep listening to them.
Caribbean inside. Caribbean inside.
Hi, I'm Kenny Phillips, and you're tuned into Caribbean Inside, keeping culture alive.
So I cannot safely tell you when was the first time I met Sprangalang personally. I really can't remember. But what I do remember, and I always cherish, as a theatre practitioner, back in those days, Sprangalang used to have a business running lighting. He and Oliver Williams from San Fernando, Naparima Bowl, they both had a little business running whereby if you have a show and the space don't have lighting, they will provide the lights for you. And it will be Sprangalang will come in his van, he will rig up, put up the lights for you, put on the board. In those days, he will stay and operate the board.
Right about now, I bringing on the master all the way from TNT. Every time he come to New York City, we does have problems. I'm on a stage in Trinidad and Tobago, and I just feel proud to represent my culture.
You see the calypsos we send it for you all, and people say the calypso ain't good again. You have to understand why we send those calypsos. Those calypsos represent how we behave now in Trinidad. A lot of the calypsos say put your hand in the air, on the ground. That is because there are a lot of bandits. And when a bandit go in a bank, it's strictly soca. Everybody hand in the air, hand in the air. And when the guard come in on the ground, soca. So when all you want to understand it because all you are robbing nobody. But home by us, lovely bandits, soca. So all you must understand that. I want to tell all you this. This is very important. We have a lotto, it does get 15 million normal. Man with 5 number does get 7 million. Men with 4 number, 3 million. We gain out money by we has that. However, money does make you do strange things. A fella win the lotto, 15 million, and he go home and tell your wife, pack! We're going on a trip, pack everything. All your old clothes, your shoes, your slippers. She said, what about the stove? He said, pack that. Say, all the old 90. He said, pack that. What about all the rubbish outside? I said, pack that, pack everything. We're going on a trip. 3 hours later, she said, darling, I finished pack. He said, right now, go. Money funny. Money funny. A fella go in a bank, now win a lotto. He say, Kasha, come. Bring your red anorexic tail here now. Bring all the papers for me to sign. I want to open my blasted account in this bank now.
So excuse me?
So like you're here, you're deaf too? You're starving and you're deaf with your pressed head? Come. I want to open my blasted account now. Don't talk up in your case. Look, listen, bring all the papers for me to sign.
The girl go to the manager and say, boss, it have a woman out front there. We getting a man out front. We getting on bad and thing. Better we tell you take your business elsewhere. The manager said, don't frighten, I go handle this. The manager come out, yes.
Who is you?
Say, I'm the manager here.
Say, right. I want to see you. I want to open my blasted account now. Bring all the kiss me ass paper for me to sign.
Say, Mr. Gentleman, if you have to get on so, you'll have to take your business elsewhere.
The man said 15 million in lotto and I can't open my blasted account here.
The bank manager say, and this bitch giving you pressure now. Money. Money. I tell you, in the village where I live in, Saturday confession. The priest take a purge. 3 o'clock in the evening, time for confession. Gripe can't take the confession. He gone in the toilet. While he going in the toilet, he says, Sexton, I'm going in the toilet. Go in the dark room. There anybody come, all the punishment there. Then go seize you. Whatever they tell you to do, read out the punishment, give them 4 Hail Mary, 6 Beatitude, 9 the way of the transgressor is exceedingly hard, and bless them and you're safe. Go. So the sexton in the confessional and man come in. Father, I horn my wife. Hold on, my son. Horn wife. Horn wife. Say 6 Hail Mary, 14 Beatitude, 17 the way of the transgressor is exceedingly hard. Bless you, my son. Thank you, Father, and he gone. Our man come. Father, I beat my child and I had to carry him in the hospital. Hold on, my daughter. Domestic violence. 19 Hail Mary, 16 Beatitude, 17 the way of the transgressor is exceedingly hard. Bless you, my daughter. Everything nice. A man come in and say, Father, get a blowjob. Blowjob, 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 blowjob. Yes, he blow. Say what they say. He said, Father, get a blowjob. He look under B for blowjob, nothing. He look under J for job, because blow could be job, comma, blow. Nothing. Well, now the sexton in pressure because they go find out he's not the priest, because you know what punishment to give for blowjob. He look outside the confessional. No father. Father still excreting. You see a acolyte passing. He say, Ako. The acolyte say, yes, sexton, what happened? He say, what father does give for a blowjob? He say, the acolyte started to smile. He say, a Pepsi and a chicken and chips. Me doesn't want to get in the people thing. We have election by we now. Local government, and local government election mean drain, river, bridge, traffic light, culvert, pavement, mosquito. And a fella get up on a platform yesterday morning, 10 o'clock, they have snap meeting, hot sun. The man jump up on the platform and say, all you, I want all you to vote for me, and anybody vote for me, I give them a bundle of cow. A bundle of cow. A man on the platform say, a herd. A herd. Yesterday he gone back again. I tell all you, come up and sign now, and as you sign, you go sign for a Bangladesh cow, real cow, a bag of cow. The man on the platform say, a herd. A herd of cow, a herd. Here, melody. Say, listen, sign now. I's a man don't lie. Again, all you a bag of cow, 2 cardboard box of cow. The man gone back, a herd, a herd. Well, he get fed up and he say, I don't care what the hell you heard, I go give them a bag of cow. Now, election is a funny thing in Trinidad. But the Prime Minister in Trinidad is a hardened fella. Hardened. Local government election going on. He sent his security a morning to make sure that the village safe for he to go the evening. Security come down in the village. They look on top of building to see if anybody with gun could shoot anybody. Everything's safe, it's nice. But when they're going out the village, they see a little boy playing by the side of the road in a material, water, and he mixing something. They say, what is you making there? He say, me? He say, yes, what it is you mixing there? He say, I'm making a politician. So they decide he go embarrass the Prime Minister. So they go back tongue and say, Mr. Prime Minister, when you go in the village, stick to your plan. You go see a little boy playing in cow shit. Don't ask him nothing because he go embarrass you. But Mr. Harden, as he reach in the village, he walking with the boy, you see the little boy.
He say, Sonny boy. He say, me. Say, yes, I bet you could tell you what you're making with that couch there. He say, what I'm making? He say, I'm sure you're making a prime minister. The little boy say, not enough cow shit. When you're hard and you just get in trouble. I want to congratulate everybody at this point for practicing obia. And the only people that laugh there is the people who do not practice obia. Obia is the most important ingredient of our culture that we have neglected. A lot of you who do not know your father, it is because your father, mother obia, was stronger than your mother obia. Go to your grandparents and they're going to know who is your father. It's just that when your father was coming by your mother, and in the plan for making you, your father, mother used to put a jumbie bead in one pocket of your father's pants, a obi seed in the next pocket, parchment paper will, thou shalt not be caught. And also tell him, if the woman give you something to drink, stick your finger in your ears and mix the drink with it, because wax does cut obia. So if you do not know your parents, remember, obia, go and ask your grandparents who is your father. Them go know. Because all your obia up here don't work. A woman in Trinidad, business not going good, and they send she to multiple obia men, and it's still not going good, and somebody tells she, Brooklyn, real obia, New York, 21st century technology, obia go work. And she come up here, and the obia man tells she for she business to go get 5 pounds of fresh beef. Cut it in half, 2.5 pounds, 2.5 pounds. Bathe with 1 2.5 and cook the next 2.5 and eat it. And when you finish eat it, business go boom. She come down Trinidad, lasso a cow, cut off a 5 pound, divide it in half, bathe, cook, eat. And she business get worse. And she gone to a Trinidad obia man who explained to she, the piece that you bathe with was the piece to eat. And the piece you eat, so she bathe with the eat and eat with the bathe. You understand what I'm saying? Stay in Trinidad. Let me tell you something. Obia does really work. And no footman living next door to me lend a man $500 and the man dead. No foot and get back a cent. No foot say me taking that is my $500. He calling the man's sister and say, your brother borrowed $500 from me. I want back my money. She said, but he dead. Say, I want to know he dead. Invoke his spirit and find out where to find my money. I's a serious man. She said, but he said, go buy an obia man. Tell him your plight. I want my money. She go buy an obia man, pay the obia man $400 to get back the $500 she brother borrowed. The obia man say, Wednesday night, come by the cemetery. Bring no foot, you no foot and me, we going by the cemetery, we go invoke your brother. Wednesday night, 5 to 12, Lappy Roos. Obia man with paraphernalia, incense, condensed milk pan and a bag of prayers. They stand up over the grave. No foot swinging on the crutches. And all he's saying, I'll get me 500 tonight. Well, boy, the obia man put the incense in the condensed pan and he light it up, and as it's smoking, he said to Santa Branga and died the hopes. And all of a sudden, the dead man, the obia man, no foot, and the sister run up the road. 5 miles up the road, no foot look down and say, hey, where my crutches? Obia does work. Don't know what I tell you. Obia does work. For people who like tobacco, I want you to know that whilst you is maccoing, your business is going to go in a mess. I learned that the hard way. I is driving taxi and I dropping a man 7:30 every morning. 7:45 I'm picking up your wife and I dropping she. And after 2 weeks, I said I get migraine headache. I go to the man and say, it's not my business, but your wife horning you. Because it's a brother to a brother. You understand what I'm saying? Not my business. He said, not my wife. We're religious people. And if it's my wife, she could be saying, Hail Mary and God bless the nation. Where she going is a church. I say, if that way she going is a church, Swagat is the priest. Because that house is a house of repute. He said, not my wife, but if it does say grace before me, it's grace after me. I said, okay. And it left me helping nobody again. After 2 months, I getting migraine headache again because the brother worrying me. I said, boy, your wife horning you. He say, in the morning when you drop me, and you drop, she come back for me. I said, smooth. 7:30, 7:45, 8 o'clock, I gone back by here. I say, she did. Let me go. He jump in the car. Drive up to the place. I say, she upstairs, go. He says, not my wife, you go. I said, well, with me, I had nothing to do with it, but I was just helping you. I go and walk. He said, no, if it's my wife, but I know it's not my wife, but if it's my wife, and she upstairs and she see me coming, she go, hide, you go. I said, well, I might as well go, because I assist in the brother. And I go upstairs with bold assurance, hoping with my action to stop all infideling. And as I reach upstairs, 5 minutes later, coming downstairs, cussing. I say, all you kiss me tail, woman, you lucky I don't beat woman else was boots. Boots. When I reached down on the pavement, he said, but this is not my wife. I said, no, this is mine. I have to go back for yours. So I want you to know, while you're minding people's business, yours going haywire. I want you to know this. And now, 5 minutes of your time before I go, I want to tell you this. I listen to people in Brooklyn, Queens, Manhattan, Toronto, Montreal, in the whole Caribbean tell me, Sprang, where you get a big belly, like you're making a child. And when it's born, I want a black and white female, like it's a litter you're making. How come 16 months now you're looking pregnant, like your landlord and want no children in the place? All kind of insult. They push at me because I have a big belly. And stupid me feel that I want to please these hungry West Indian people. I decide I'm going and take a clean out and get slim and look decent and go come out like Arnold Schwarzenegger Creole. Well, boy, I buy Senna and I'm doing in the new herb thing. I buy colon cleanser. I buy Chinese slim tea and I buy skim milk. I say when I mix me boom and I rest it down here, it gone. Last week Saturday, 9 o'clock, Senna, cleanser, slim, skim. And I drink that down and I go on to sleep. I say 5 o'clock in the morning when I wake up, I on top the bowl. 6 o'clock I wake up Saturday morning, nothing happened, I redose. Senna, cleanser, slim, skim. 10 o'clock Sunday morning, nothing happened, I redose. Senna, cleanser, slim, skim. 3 o'clock Sunday evening, nothing happened, I say like I have a concrete in my belly. I mix up the breast in a basin. Senna, cleanser, slim, skim. I say, well, let me see now. At about 3:45. You know what is a zwill? When you flatten a corn cork and you put a string through it and you swing so it's going ooh. At 3:45, my stomach started to go ooh. My navel only going in and ooh. And my stomach sent a message to my brain. You better hit the small room. This one won't be big. And with that, everything on my left side start to face me right, and everything on the right start to face the left. My two knees start to face one another. My two eyes, my two nose hole. All my entrances and exits lock off. and I start to sweat like a Pyrex dish. So I walking now like a crab where you kick. And I'm moving so, but I can't move fast because if I breathe too hard, the cannon gone. So I'm back now, and about 16 feet from the toilet, I start to face it because in case it get away before I reach, I had to aim. So I tell the madam, open the door, I'm coming through. And I reversing in with everything locked up. And about 3 feet from the bowl, I hear grrrt. My son, the speed I fly out at, I scorch all my hemorrhoids. And I'm moving, so when I sit down, there was grrrt. It had a time solid get more than water. I flushed like a racing car with the girl even in the back, clang. And I'm moving nice. My toenail and them was black, they get white. My hair get black, my tonsils clear, snot fly out my nose hole, all the wapia from around my mouth and the yampy in my eye come out. I get crystal clear, I start to look nice. But it would not stop. So I lock off. I lock it off. I hear. And I get up, bend up like a korma. And I stagger into the bedroom because I have to move jockey shorts and the boys and put on an elastic waistbands in case I get a next call. And I'm moving nice. I know how Christ feel when the soldier that hit him the lance in the waist, because when the gas pin kick me and my navel lock again like a man with a marling, tighten it, I get the message.
You better head back for the room, we're ready to go.
And I get back in, and when I sit down, speed, man, I start to get thin. I looking at me in a mirror, I start to look good. I smile, I get back teeth. Pressure going on, but it didn't stop. I finished with solids, now I reach down to juice. I dunked the juice and I kicking down, but it didn't stop. And I said, neighbor, come quick before I go. Like it didn't stop, and like I take too much, I might end up in a heap of this and none of that. Come, neighbor, come. And I'm feeling like the Minister of Finance. I look in the back and see my gross domestic product. I say, what the hell going on here? I look in the back and see a corn beef I was to eat the next day. I started doing the thing in advance. I said, Sprangy, you're going. My neighbor come and say, what happened? I say, I take too much and like I'm going. My neighbor lean me so. She say, I see a branch. I say, don't cut it. That is my lungs. Ladies and gentlemen, God bless you. Every time.
Thank you for viewing, sharing, and subscribing to Caribbean Insight TV, your home for culture. Remember to follow all protocols to stop the spread of the coronavirus. Take care of yourselves and each other. I'm Lady V, and I'll catch you at the next.
And he told me this when his brother died. Something around his father, that his father, he was tying out some goats. Yeah. The neighbor asked the father to tie out the goats out, or to bring the goats back in the evening, because the neighbor would not have been around, and he asked Dennis and Tony's father to please untie the goats for him and bring it in. And Sprang said his mother was, very stoush and very disturbed. Why are you doing that? Why, questioning the husband, Mr. Hall? How disgraceful it is. You're a big teacher. Tying and untying goats. How that will look in the face of the neighbors and the people. And he said his father said, but wait, it's not like I'm teaching the goats. It's just I'm tired tying the goats. I ain't teaching the goats. So I always remember that.